Hi there and welcome to this week's vlog. And today's theme is one I feel is really key and important, not only within the life of the church, but in the world, in society in general. I get each day from the Bible app a verse of the day, and someone shows a brief thought on that verse and its significance. And one day this week, 2 or 3 days ago, the verse of the day was from St. Paul's first letter to the church in Thessalonica, chapter 5, verse 11, where Paul writes this: encourage one another and build each other up. Encourage one another and build each other up. So what is courage? One definition is this: the mental and moral strength to confront pain, danger, or fear. So when we facing fear or pain or danger, it's the strength to face up to that and not run away. Another quote, which is quite a well-known quote, is this: courage does not mean the absence of fear, it means acting despite it. I think it's interesting. Of course, courage involves moral courage, which is when we have the strength to do what's right, even if we're facing opposition for that, when it's difficult or unpopular. We still do what we know is right, even though we know we're going to get criticised for it. And I thought it'd be interesting to look at the root of the word courage, and particularly two ways we use it. And we can ask ourselves, am I someone who encourages or discourages? So am I an encourager or a discourager, generally speaking? Let's look at the word encourage. And there's a little prefix there to the word courage, en. It means to make or to put into. And courage comes from an old Greek word, courage, meaning heart. So quite literally, really, if you look at the root of that word encourage, it's to put heart into someone. Imagine someone is facing up to coming across something they fear or it's difficult, and to encourage them is to put heart in them, which means to give them that courage they need to face that difficult situation. Encourage. On the other hand, of course, there's the word discourage. Dis means away, or so we're taking something away. Instead of putting courage into someone, we're taking it away. So there's an old French word, discourager, which means to dishearten or deprive of courage. So this we take away heart. So maybe somebody's just about ready to address a difficult situation, and we say something to them that really takes heart away, takes that courage away. It's easy, isn't it, to say something that we may not even think about it, but it brings discouragement to a person. I love one of my favourite characters in the New Testament is Barnabas. His name was Joseph, but he was given the name Barnabas, which means son of encouragement. And Barnabas, when we read his story in the Acts of the Apostles particularly, we see how Barnabas was the one who came alongside and encouraged, spurred people on, gave them heart. On one occasion he sold some possessions, I think, and he gave the money to someone in need, or to a group in need, to bring them encouragement. He was the one who came alongside Paul in his early days as a Christian, when others were still frightened of him because he'd been persecuting Christians. But when he came to faith, some doubted that he really was now a follower of Jesus. But Barnabas came alongside him and encouraged him. When a young man called John Mark was travelling with Paul and Barnabas, and he let them down. Paul wouldn't take him on another journey. He said, no, he's let us down. But Barnabas took him and encouraged him and gave him a second chance. So that's a challenge for me and for you. In my life, am I always seeking to bring words of encouragement? Or am I someone who, through the words I speak, bring discouragement? Are we putting heart into someone, into our friends, into others? Or am I taking heart from them? Well, there's the challenge today. Let me remind you of those words of St. Paul. Encourage one another and build each other up. So important. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.